Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne. And I'll bring you a video tonight titled The Importance of Becoming a Sex Symbol as a Man. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. But let's get right to it. The importance of becoming a sex symbol as a man. And this video came about from a great coaching call that I had earlier today with a very enterprising and progressive young gentleman. And the theme of the call, one of the themes of the call was the faster that you become a sex symbol, the faster that you're going to escape and alleviate your frustrations with women. And the frustrations that I'm referring to are non existent to intermittent experiences with women that give you the experience that you want, meaning that these women are offering themselves to you without hoops, without games, without offerings required from you, without any impediments. Like these women are offering themselves to you. And it's frustrating to not have that experience because it's frustrating when I say non-existent to intermittent. It's frustrating because you know that you're overexerting yourself, but you want to have sex so bad that it's just something that you accept that you have to do, even though you don't want to do it. It's frustrating to do things that you don't want to do to get the things that you want, especially when it's an equal exchange. So that's why I said the theme was escaping that frustration of overexerting yourself and giving too much of yourself just to acquire something that's an equal exchange, that is sex. And so I really hung tight on that throughout the call, throughout the coaching call. Of the faster that you work on yourself and the more drastic discipline that you implement into your everyday life, the faster that you're going to get to the non-frustrating experiences that are going to be enjoyable. It's enjoyable when a multitude of women look at you and decide that you're the sex symbol, you're everything that they would like to explore, and sex is their first and immediate and only thought that they have with you when they meet you. It's creating a sexual situation. That's enjoyable because you know you didn't defy your manhood. You didn't move against your manhood. You moved in accordance with your manhood by acquiring what you want without overextending yourself and overvaluing a woman. That's how you know you're moving in accordance with your masculinity. And that's enjoyable when women want to be there because they desire you, not because the accumulations of your offerings added up enough to compensate for her lack of innate sexual desire for you and attraction to you. And that's frustrating to have to give. And that one woman finally says, "Oh man, he's giving me so much. I have zero sexual attraction to him. Let me give him some pity pussy, so he can continue to give. And then I'm going to give him another piece of pity pussy. And every time he gets this pity pussy, it's because he gave. That's frustrating. So that's what this is about: escaping that frustration and creating satisfactory experiences with women. And so the gentleman did ask me something that was real, because he watches my channel. He says, "At your height, is it easier?" And I said, "No." I said, it's easier to get initial attention, yes, but just overall, it's not, because a sexually attractive man, a sex symbol, he takes an all things considered approach to becoming a sex symbol. And let me explain that. All things considered means that I may have been given some attributes that are favorable, that women find attractive, but I do not rely on those attributes. I enhance those attributes. And even my other attributes that aren't as strong as my stronger attributes, I enhance them all. It's an all things considered approach. And so, yes, I'm 6 feet 5 inches. If you've seen me in person, some people might even say I'm a little bit taller than that. But I don't just rely on that. I told the gentleman on the call how I run 15 to 20 miles every week to get the kind of results that I want back from women in life. How I monitor my diet, my caloric intake, how I scorch the earth, 0 calorie cooking oils, finding different enjoyable ways to do the things that I like to do that are lower calorie, scorching the earth, keeping stress out of my life so I can look as young as possible. All things considered. And if you want to be a sex symbol, then that has to be your approach to life and to attracting the right kind of women and the women that you naturally desire and are attracted to. You have to consider all things. That's why it's all things considered, because you consider all things, meaning that you don't just rely on whatever hand you were dealt from God. You enhance that hand by understanding that it's not normal for women to just look at you and want you sexually. It's not normal. That's why women get so excited when they see it, because it's not normal. So if you want to become a sex symbol, that is not a normal designation that most men can wear. That is not a normal designation that most men can wear as a sex symbol. That's why there's an element of work that you have to accept, an element of reality. And that's why I love the coaching call that we had. It was entrenched with reality. And that's how I can help you all grow when you get your coaching calls with me. I'm going to give you a hard dose of progressive reality. And so there's an amount of work that has to go into this thing. And I got so specific with the gentleman that I even told him about a different way to lift weights, because he had lost some weight. He was moving in the right direction already. But I told him about a different way to lift weights that makes it cardio and strength and helps you to lose weight faster. See, when you get with me, I want to give you the specifics. But all things have to be considered. Every ounce of time that you put into enhancing yourself has to be maximized. That's why it's good to work with an expert to learn, so you can cut the line. And that's what coaching is really about. But you really just want to exert that discipline that it takes to become the sex symbol. That's where all of your frustrations will be alleviated. And I'll just tell you about a story right here from this book, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life. And how this was years ago. I was up in the club in DC. It was right when the happy hour was ending, and the club was kind of shaping up. So that's when kind of the older crowd shifts out and the younger crowd shifts in, you know. And there was a guy. He was no taller than 5'8", I promise you. And I was at a table and he was right beside the bar. And he had, I'm talking about this red bone banger. She was like maybe 5'9.5", 5'10", all kind of body, you know, in shape. I can still see her to this day. She was bad, man. And so here's this guy, has a woman that's conventionally attractive, conventionally gorgeous in the eyes of a lot of people in society, right? He's not as tall as her. So I took a look at that dude, man. And he had an Armani Exchange t-shirt. And you could tell that he does not miss days in the gym. He is marked present every day at the gym. I promise you that. He was cut up. He wasn't overly big, but you know, you could tell he was muscular and he had definition. And he wore clothes that accentuated his attributes. So he was very cognizant of that. He wasn't trying to be anyone other than himself. And the end result was he walked in with a banger. And she was with him. Even with her body language, she was with him. And so that's when you alleviate the frustration, is that you don't want to be anyone other than yourself. That's when you can get on the road to becoming a sex symbol, because it doesn't matter to look around you at other men's attributes. You're going to have attributes they're not going to have. They're going to have attributes that you're not going to have. So you might as well reconcile that it's best to improve your attributes, because you have to walk in your shoes every day and have your life experiences. And so once you focus on yourself, then you can see your best attributes. You'll know what to improve. And as you improve, you'll see the different reactions coming back from women. And that's how you know you've accepted yourself and your attributes, and you gave it a very consistent and concerted effort when the results begin to come back to you in a more heightened fashion. This is the game to becoming the sex symbol, to have the experiences that most men are never going to have, because they don't love themselves to take a hard enough look at themselves to see what can I accentuate to get the experiences that I really want. How can I alleviate this frustration? That comes from loving yourself, knowing that there's something better for you, and not being afraid to undertake the work to experience the better that you know is for you. And so that's what I told him. All things considered means that you consider all things. So when it comes to becoming that sex symbol, that's the blueprint to get there. Consider all things. And when you become a sex symbol, women just communicate with you differently. They don't consider anything other than having sex with you. They're not going to disrespect you with language that dictates that you're going to have to jump through hoops and give them offerings. They're going to dictate, their language is going to dictate that they see you as an offering that they do not want to pass up. That is a different type of communication because you're the rarity of the man as a sex symbol. So that's what their communication indicates, that they want to experience you sexually. And they'll create a sexual situation. And as you're making that improvement in that transition, is going to happen intermittently, and then it's going to happen readily. That's how it works. But one thing I told the gentleman on the call today, I said, listen, accept it when it's uncomfortable, because accept it when it's unfamiliar. As you improve, as he's improving, it's happening intermittently. And it's not something that he's necessarily used to, but it's unfamiliar. And I said, accept the gifts from the universe that there is attempting to give you based on what you're giving to the universe to give back to you. Once you improve, the universe is going to give you better. And it may be unfamiliar, but partake of it. And partake of it until the unfamiliar becomes familiar. And it only becomes familiar because you're experiencing it on a regular and ready basis. That's how it becomes familiar. It's normal. So partake of it. That's your introduction. That's your transition. Don't push it away. Understand that you're making improvements, and improvement is coming back to you in the form of elevated offerings from the universe. All right. But women communicate with you sexually when you become a sex symbol. Like that is their mode of communication. And you'll find you'll even be in situations with women who are married, in relationships, more so married, that have to get away from you when you meet them, because that's all they can do is have sexual thoughts concerning you when they're in your presence. They have to get away from you. All of the women who are married to provider men, they have this experience from time to time because there's not enough guys that are just simply gorgeous sex symbol type of men. There's not enough of us. So she's marked safe. You're marked safe as a married man. And your wife meets one of these guys because she's not meeting them on a regular basis. And so when you meet this married woman that sees you as a sex symbol, she's going to have a very consistent and joyful, lustful look in her eyes. And I can think of times where I'm at networking events, right? I'll just give you one example. And this was maybe, I'd say, a year or so ago. And I was at the event, and it was towards the end, and this gorgeous light skinned girl walked in, like just my exact type. She walks in, and she's young, and she's trying to get some opportunities for some different things, advertising her businesses, like she's doing her thing. And she meets me, and there's the suspended look of lust in her eyes right there. And we have conversation, and I actually we had some things in common, like business wise. And she just couldn't, I saw that look in her eyes, and she just couldn't suspend it. And she was just so happy that that part of her was awakened. But it come to find out, like, I think she was close to being married or married. Like she was with a guy, and she immediately expressed to me how she was like, I can't spend any more time with you. Like, I can't leave here with you. I can't go back to your place. Like, I can't do any of that stuff because I know I'm going to have sex with you. And this is how women communicate with you when you're the sex symbol. Like, she doesn't work against herself in terms of bringing up hoops and impediments and games and stuff that you have to deal with, because at that point she's working against herself. She wants to experience the sex symbol. And so they only talk sex to sex symbols, which will alleviate your frustration. So here we are. She's like, I can't leave with you. I can't do anything. She's like, you're just too attractive. I know I'm going to have sex with you if I'm alone with you. Like, there's nothing I can do. And then she brought up the man that she's dealing with. She says, he treats me so well. He does so much for me. So she essentially said that she was not sexually attracted to this man. Yeah, she would have some pity sex and some necessity sex to keep the necessities that he's upkeeping in her life. That's essentially what she said. And there are men who are listening to me that are in marriages. I'm here to tell you today that you need to reintroduce yourself to your wife. If you're not a sex symbol, then you need to reintroduce yourself to your wife, because women will be tempted to stray if they come across a sex symbol. So you need to get your fucking lazy ass off that couch. You need to get a regimen. You need to improve yourself. And you don't need to tell anybody why you're doing it. Because if you're not, how men do one thing is how they do everything. So if you're lacking physically, then there's other opportunities that could be at your behest if you improved yourself. So you're missing out on higher elevated experiences and offerings that life wants to give to you by being lazy. Improving yourself means that you take on a mindset that permeates every other area of your life. Improvement is an all things considered proposition, because all things will improve as you bring a better proposition to life. And so some of you married men, you need to reintroduce yourself to your wife. And no one needs to know the exactness of why you're improving yourself and undertaking this new level of discipline. They don't need to know that. But your wife will be thankful for it. Because some of you, the sex is sparse, it's spread out in your marriage and your relationships. She's tolerating you because she can't do any better than you. Not that she desires you, she just can't do any better. And she's frustrated. And that sex symbol, that gaze of lust that she gives to that sex symbol man, her frustrations are temporarily alleviated. But you better hope that she has enough character and has enough recognition that she's not going to find the providership that you're going to give her. She's weighing her lust versus you as a provider. She's available to the lust because she hasn't experienced lust in a long time. That's why you need to reintroduce yourself to your wife, man. Reintroduce yourself to your wife. And what's going to happen as you improve, even on an unconscious level, like your wife she'll see you begin to look better as you evolve into this sex symbol. She'll see you start to look better and she'll desire you more. But this is where you can reintroduce yourself. Women are watching your blind spots and they're assessing your value. So as you improve and you become a sex symbol from whatever version of yourself that you were before, when you improve into a sex symbol and you have a completely different love and awareness of yourself, your clothes change, your physique changes, the outcomes in your life change. This is a sex symbol. This is a man that's clicking on all cylinders. When this happens, then other women are going to involuntarily lust after you in your wife's presence. She's checking your blind spots and she's assessing your value. Check that video out on my channel. And then once your wife sees enough women checking you out in the way that she checks out men that she deems as sex symbols, her view of you is going to change because you reintroduce yourself to her and you reintroduce yourself to yourself. There's a better life for you. There's better outcomes for you, but you have to give life something better to return back to you. So it's very important that you reintroduce yourself to your wife, because it's an all things considered proposition. You're going to reintroduce yourself to life as well. Everything that's going to come back is better. That woman's going to recognize that if she doesn't get on board, that there is another woman in your blind spots that's going to step up and be in your face. So consider that. And don't worry about the sex talk when it comes to women. I'm going to do something more with this tomorrow, my next video. But don't worry about talking sex with a woman when you become a sex symbol, because you're believable. Every lustful, every sexual word that you say to women is believable because you're a sex symbol. And If there's a woman, for every woman that tries to condemn you for talking sexual because you're in such a sexual energy field as a sex symbol, naturally your words to women are going to be sexual and immediate and sexual. And so one woman that tries to condemn you is going to do nothing but advertise you to other women that say, oh, he said what? And she's going to be like, yeah, look at him. This is the guy right here. Don't deal with him. You know, she's going to put you in the T app. She's going to put you in the Are we dating the same guy? She's going to put you in all that shit. But all she's doing is advertising you because women choose with their lust primarily. That's how they choose. And so one woman can try to advertise you as someone to stay away from because your tongue is a little bit too rogue. But other women are going to say, thank you for introducing me to this man. Where do I sign up? So you can't be afraid to be yourself. You can't be afraid to exist in a continual sexual energy field as a sex symbol because it's okay. Any woman that condemns you is just going to open you up to more women to revere you as a sex symbol that you've become. So don't be afraid to be yourself, man. And this has just been, something to show you the importance of becoming a sex symbol as a man. It's been brought to you from right here, from me. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach, man. And I'm thankful to give you all my best. This message has been brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life. In addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push me with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. And if you want me to make a custom video, I hear you all in the comments. You want me to make videos on particular topics. This is how you get it done. That is a custom video, and it costs $150 or more in the form of a donation to my PayPal and my Cash App information that's in my video description. On PayPal, on Cash App, after you make your $150 or more donation, there's a note feature before you complete your donation, and you can put the title of the video that you want me to make, and your video will be on my channel in 24 hours or less. If your title, if your information that you want me to talk about in the video is more detailed and more nuanced than just leaving a note on PayPal or Cash App, you still make your $150 or more donation on PayPal and Cash App. You bypass the note feature, and then you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com with your more nuanced and in-depth description of where you want me to make your video on, and your video will be on my channel in 24 hours or less. If my message has been of value to you tonight, if your thought process have been improved, you see yourself in a new light and a new awareness, and you have more information and revelation to empower you to take those steps that are going to alleviate the frustration and bring you to complete satisfaction. If that's your sentiment after hearing my video, if you found value in my video, in my words tonight, I want you to make a donation to my donation information that's in my video description. I'll never tell you what to donate. Just donate according to how you've been impacted. Your donations continue to help me to elevate and grow and move forward as I continue to help you to elevate, grow, and move forward through bringing you this consistent, elevated game, man. It's really that simple. If you're in need of coaching, if you have frustrations, impediments, challenges, just different things that are unfavorable that you're consistently facing in the dating space, I'm your man. You will get a breakthrough if you get on the phone with me for an hour with a coaching session. I promise you that. So if you're in need of coaching, I want you to email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave coaching in the subject matter of the email. In the body of the email, you leave your name, you leave your phone number, and you leave whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space. And I will do an assessment and email you right back with the terms of the coaching. Once you accept the terms of the coaching, we'll set a day and time, and the coaching will commence. It's really that simple. It's very easy. Everything's streamlined over here. 1 hour with me, you're going to experience your breakthrough. You're going to have an incredible amount of clarity, and you're going to be empowered to move forward and change the trajectory of the outcomes that are frustrating you. I'm still looking to fill the remaining slots of the 5 individuals that want to take a year-long coaching journey with me. In this year-long coaching journey with me, you're going to get a minimum of 3 coaching calls per week that are tailored to you. What I want you to do is to reach out to me at matt@matthewchorne.com if you want to take a year-long coaching journey with me. And what you do is put mentorship in the subject matter of the email, and the body of the email. You leave your name, your phone number, and you tell me exactly where you are in life and in the dating space and where you want to be. So tell me the frustrating place you're in, or the place that you've evolved to that you can't take your place any further. Tell me everything about that. And then tell me ultimately where you want to end up. I'll read it, I'll do an assessment, and I'll bypass emailing you back. I will call you right back. I'll call you, and then we'll get on the phone and decide if we're a good fit to work with one another over the course of a year. So what you're going to get with this coaching, this year-long coaching journey with me, a minimum of 3 coaching calls per week that are specifically tailored to you. That I'm going to start the curriculum, your personal curriculum, coaching curriculum, exactly where you are. And then it's going to be tailored, and it's going to grow with you as you grow. Everything is just going to be specific to you. You're also going to have 24-hour access to me as well throughout the week. Any situation you find yourself in with a woman on the dating app, a woman's about to flake on you, a woman's interest has waned, and she's pulling herself back, or you're really starting to like a woman and you want to know what to do next. Any situation that you find yourself in, you have 24-hour access to me. This is outside of the coaching calls, and I'll be there to respond to you. Whether it's call, text, or email, I'll be right there to respond to you. That's why I can only take on 5 people, because I'm giving so much of myself with these 5 individuals. And we're also going to meet up in person no matter where you are in the world. I promise you, we'll meet up at least once. Once you undertake the coaching and I see you improving, then I want to meet up with you and coach you in person. We can go out together, lounge, bar, club, wherever we have to end up, and I'll see you in person. We'll talk to women together, and I'll assess you and coach you in person as well. It's nothing like this. 1 year of your life with me, Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach. I promise you, your life will never look the same. Lastly, my dating coaching community on the school platform. I want everyone to sign up. The link to sign up is in my video description. It's a very affordable place where amazing breakthroughs happen every week. In my school community, my dating coach community on a school platform, what I offer is 2 custom videos every week that I make exclusively for the community. These videos are not on YouTube. These are exclusive to the community. I allow members of the community to give me video topics, and I make their custom videos and put them in the community for everyone to see. I also come up with my own topics. So there's dozens of videos that are in the community that you can just binge and grow and just catch up on. In addition to the 2 custom videos every week, I'll also do a Monday night Zoom call that'll be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do a Monday night live call on the school platform, on the live feature. I do a live call, and everyone that wants to join can join. We all are in video view of each other. I do a monologue on a particular topic. Then I allow the members of the community to commune with me and dialogue with me about that topic. When we're done discussing that topic, then the members of the community can ask me anything they want to ask me for an entire hour. I'm your dating coach for an entire hour every week. It's an immeasurable value. There's nothing like it out there. Also, every live call that I've had with the members of the community is archived and is posted in the community as well. So you have a collection of custom videos, and you have a collection of live calls that I've had with the members of the community, where some of the most elevated game that you ever heard has been spit in and talked about and conversed with. So I want everyone to sign up for my dating coaching community that's on the school platform. The link to sign up will be in the video description, and it's an immeasurable space for unparalleled personal growth. I promise you that. And that's all I have for you. The importance of becoming a sex symbol as a man is so important, because your entire reality shifts. Women give you the best sides of themselves, and you have a consistent experience to let you know that you're not just getting the best side of women, you're getting the best side of life once you exert that level of discipline that it takes to become a sex symbol. It's nothing like it. And that's why women get so excited, because they rarely encounter that. The man that's clicking on every possible cylinder, the man that has a full awareness of himself, and the man that's maximized every attribute that life has dealt him. That is a sex symbol right there. So undertake the work, get the results, and have an elevated experience that makes you see things that will make you never turn back to the old you. I'll see you all soon.